Fatherhood, not an entitlement, but a stewardship. Many years ago, I was the corporation I was working for. I was in my office, and one of the employees came in, a lady, and she was crying, profusely crying. Her baby had passed. And as she was dealing with this, many people had said many things to her concerning her baby and afterlife. So she came in my office and she politely closed the door and she says, "Brian, I need to know from you because I trust that you're going to tell me the truth. I need to know from you. Is my baby in heaven with God?" As many times as I had thought about that, and as many times as I probably said things concerning that, when she said it this time, it gave me pause. And so I looked at her and said, "You know what, here's what I need to do. Let me pray about this and seek counsel, and we'll talk tomorrow. Are you okay with that?" And she agreed. I left there that day, and I went to confer with my father in the gospel, Elder Starks. And I told him the situation. And the thing about Elder Starks is that oftentimes he would not give you the answer. He would set the stage, whereas you could reason it out and come to a conclusion. And for him, the conclusion should always line up with Scripture. So I went to talk to him, and we went over different perspectives of it. And he said, but at the end of the day, he says, where is the load bearing in the Scripture concerning this? And I prayed and I said, Lord, you know what? I don't want to get this wrong. I cannot get this wrong. This woman is hurting. To cut to the chase, the next day, I'm in my office, and I'm assuming it's probably around her lunchtime or whatever, and she returns. And I told her, here's what I know to be true. The Bible tells us that unless a person repents of their sins, that they cannot be with the Lord. It also tells us that God is sovereign and that he controls everything. And I do understand the way that people look at children. I have read and studied so many perspectives on them, and in my opinion, each of the perspectives, what it does is it deals with justice and God being just. And so for that reason, justice would dictate that this child is innocent. And because they are innocent, they could not have committed any crime. They could not have sinned. And because of that, how could a just God not receive them? Well, what we have to understand is that God is truth. God is justice. God is not weighed against justice. Justice is weighed against God. And so I told her, I said, that's the downside to it. I don't know. I've seen nothing in Scripture that goes around the fact that we are born sinners. We are born guilty. And without regeneration, we die. I said, but here's two things I want to let you know. And the first one is that God is merciful. He, at the end of the day, has the last say. And I said, the one thing, and this is what really helped me, the one thing that we know beyond the shadow of a doubt is that the soul belongs to God. Your child belongs to God. You were selected by God to be the steward. The steward. The child was never yours. The child belonged to God.